takes is one bad day.
Hey guys, it is Tristan with Nerdette's NewsStand, and I'm screen recording, but what's really weird to me is I've had this channel for a year and a half, mainly dedicated to comics, and even more specifically so, DC Comics. And this is the book that got me not only into comics, it was the first I ever read, and I've never reviewed it, which is really weird. So last night, this Google Play Books, and I've never used this app before, so I apologize if this is a little funky here, but I hate it so much already. So it came up last night and it was like, you have a $4 credit for a book over, $4. So I'm like, all right, let me look. And I seen this was on there for $6. So I'm like, all right, I've never reviewed it. I want to talk about it. It's a really good book. It's, what got me into comics. But I hate this app so much. I remember why I use Comixology, because it doesn't have guided view for one, which drives me crazy. But not only that, it zooms into the bubbles, and when recording this, I'm going up and down instead of side to side, and my OCD's kicking in, and I can't do it. I won't use this app much more. Oh my god, it's driving me insane. So, let's talk about The Killing Joke, right? This is a book that is kind of an essential read for comic fans. It is by Alan Moore, but it is probably responsible, this and Death in the Family, responsible for me reading comic books. My dad had left, and he had left a bunch of comic books behind, right? And my mom was always gone. I was 8, 9, 10 years old. I was very young. And she was gone for the weekend, so I had this box of comic books. And this was the first one I seen in that cover, right? You're like, oh my god. And I was really into this weird thing when I was a kid of scaring myself. And I'm like, this is gonna scare me, right? So I go into my closet and I have my book. And I get done with it and I'm like, that's not scary. It's not scary at all. It's sad. It's not scary at all. But I thought I could scare myself. So I love this book. So I can't believe. I'm really surprised I haven't read it yet. But we obviously get Batman, coming in to talk to Joker. Now, this is such an iconic scene with me, them playing cards together. It's such a weird thing. And the whole thing is who's going to kill the other one first, right? He came to talk because it's inevitable. One is going to kill the other sooner or later. Well, even so, this isn't Joker. We all know this. This isn't an unfamiliar story, but even so. And he finds out Joker is gone. Joker is buying this amusement park. And we don't know why. It is obviously to drive Gordon crazy. But that's why I love this story too. Is we get an origin, the first origin for Joker, right? And we find out he is very empathetic. He's just trying to provide. He looks so like Pee Wee Herman right there or some shit. But he's just trying to provide for his child and his wife. And it's really quite sad, how much he is trying. But then again, at the same time, he's trying as a comedian. And I get it, he wants to pursue his dreams. People hate when I say this kind of shit. But dude, you're the provider. You do both. Do both. But just, okay. I'm not going to go too far into it. But, yeah, it's a sad story. I feel bad for him. So we end up, he's talking to this guy about the terms of their condition, and he's already dead. Joker doesn't care. I hate this app. I hate this app so much. I'm never buying books on here again. So Batman's trying to find out what's going on with Joker, where he is, and how he can, get a hold of him, basically. Come on. And then this I think is even more iconic than the story itself, right? Barbara, this leads to so much. And there's a lot of discussion around this, and I'm not really going to talk about it too much. But this, leads to Oracle. This leads to a whole new character for Babs. This leads to then her becoming rehabilitated and becoming Batgirl again. So there is a lot. But this scene right here, like, they use it a lot, right? I think we even seen it was in Arkham Knight, where we replayed that scene over and over again, and you actually live it. It's kind of cool. But obviously he shoots her. He's trying to drive Gordon crazy, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Takes off with Gordon, shoots her, undresses Barbara, and takes pictures. We'll talk about that here when that part comes up. But so flashback, Joker is getting involved with the mom. He's going to do one job as the Red Hood and make the money. He thinks he's going to be rich. I love how just the reds are accented. I think that's lost when it comes to some books nowadays, how to properly do a flashback, and they do a really good job with this. But he's going to be rich, right? By Saturday morning, he's going to be rich, and his family's going to be taken care of, sure. So we get Babs here, and this is, he undressed her, took a bunch of pictures. That's how Colleen found her. And this leads to a lot of speculation as to whether or not Joker raped Babs. Yeah, I'm not all for that narrative. I've talked about this kind of thing in comic books before. I just don't think Joker's evil, but he doesn't go over the line where it's not necessary. You understand what I mean? Like, maybe I'm wrong, but I just don't think that's his gimmick. I don't think that's his game, though, even though we've seen it in Brian Azzarello and Libra Mayhew's. I'm just saying, in this instance, I never felt like that was the line he crossed. But she does, there are markings that he did. So, she says what he did. And so I don't know. I guess it really does. There's a couple moments like this one and then the end that specifically leave it up to the reader to fill in the blanks. But I do know, I forget his name. I'll know at the end because he has a little excerpt. Brian something did say that as far as the ending. Okay, I'll wait. I'm getting way ahead of myself. So they get him all BDSM'd. Is that a word? They get him all bondaged. I don't know the right terminology for it. Oh, I can't speak. So he's naked and he's got his slave necklace choker on. I don't know. So they start putting him on this ride, right? And they're trying to Joker's trying to prove a point, and the point is simply that one bad day, and we're gonna go over that, will drive you crazy, but you don't have to remember the past. Worrying about the past makes you, in such an anxious place. I love the play on words where he says the past tense, like it's tense. Ha ha ha. Funny dad joke, Joker, but I still really like it. So, he puts him on this carnival ride, and he's going to go through it. I hate this app. Did I mention that I don't like this app? So, anyways, we're back to flashbacks. And this is where we find out that, unfortunately, 1 in a million chance. This is kind of a thing that's left up to the reader, too. Like, did his wife die? Really 1 in a million chance of this bottle warmer? Or was this the mob that killed her? Like, I don't know. There's so many things left open here into interpretation. I kind of think, I don't know. I don't know with this one. I kind of think she died 1 in a million chances. So, we get to see the ride here, right? And this is where we're going to get, I believe, the infamous Barbara scene. And we get to see her, all of her pictures after she was shot. She's unable to walk, move, anything. She's undressed, and they're trying to drive Gordon crazy, rather. And it seems like it's working. He's going mad, right? He's going crazy. He's going to lose his shit, right? Totally. So we've got Batman looking for Joker, obviously everywhere and anywhere he can, until he finally gets a lead. And the end of the ride comes up. And Commissioner's not talking. He's like, God, you're boring, You should be a little bit crazier, not just quiet. So we find out that at the end here, he is Joker. before he's Joker, has to go through with this robbery. And I don't know if I said it's because he used to work there and everything else, but it ends up that they do have new people working there, which is security. So they start getting shot at. One of the persons does end up dying that he's with, but they chase him, right? Because he's the leader of the Red Hood gang. They're chasing him. He's the main bad guy. And Batman does so. And it's, basically directly Batman's fault here that Joker becomes the Joker. He comes in, he jumps, the vat of acid. Everybody knows the story. And he becomes the Joker. This picture here is so iconic to me, like more than anything. This picture right here is just something I'll remember through my freaking nightmares as a child. It was like this picture, and then Danny DeVito's Penguin. They just always haunted my dreams. Oh, so we are back to Gordon, and Gordon is not going crazy, just being very quiet. And this is when Batman's going to show up. And we're going to get the beginning of the end here, right? In one of the, probably the best, in my opinion, Joker stories ever told. Simply because, if you think about it, one can't exist without the other. I mean, they can, but they purposefully serve each other. You've got your yin and your yang in a very, very twisted way. And, okay, let's get up here a little bit. He obviously talks to Gordon here. And this is where we learn that it didn't work, right? Gordon is fine. Like, yeah, obviously he's shaken. He's in shock. He's got some issues. But he says, bring him in by the book. I want him brought in by the book. I want to prove to him that what he does, it won't work. Let's show him he's wrong. Proving that, he did not drive him crazy. His whole, plan here to drive him crazy didn't work. So he starts chasing after him. And we get, obviously, a lot of dialogue. I'm not going through this verbatim. But, he's talking about, you're crazy, right? You're crazy because you dress up as a bat. And there's got to be something, what happened to you that you went this way? And this is the whole trope that gets used over and over again, right? One bad day. What happened to you? Was it, a brother killed by a mob or a cousin killed by this? What was your one bad day? And, we all know what his one bad day was, but I still think, is as much sense as something like that makes, it doesn't, though. I've had a million bad days, and I think I'm pretty sane. Maybe a little OCD and hyperactive, but that's it. Like, there is no one bad day. Anyways, so we get the ending here. Now, I want to talk about this because, at least from a reader's perspective, it is left very open-ending. It is left so we do not know if Joker is killed or if, Batman spares him, takes him in by the book, or what. But my personal belief, and I know that I forget his name. I said it earlier, Brian something. He said that it was supposed to be that he wasn't killed, right? So knowing that doesn't change my opinion. I don't think I ever thought for a second that he was killed. Like, I don't think I ever thought that could happen. I don't think that I ever thought Batman crossed that line and killed him just because of a little bit of a smirk. So, I if my mind caps off this story, he took him in and whatever. But, I don't think so. So this was different. Now, I have the regular print edition, right? And I've had it for 20 years. Okay, yeah, probably 20 years. Maybe not that long. I don't know, I'm old. Anyways, so this wasn't in there before. And this is who I was talking about. Brian Boland. Dang, I couldn't think of his name. Did say, that he wasn't killed. But this is just like some random guy talking about all the evil things. Like, he wants to do something truly evil in his life. And he's kind of record himself saying that, I guess. Who records themselves doing stupid shit? But morons. But even so, like, I don't know. I didn't really enjoy this. I mean, it's okay, but I'm not the kind of person that, like, sits there and fantasize about doing evil shit. Like, it's just not me. So, I didn't really think that this is necessarily a great addition to this, but fine. In his little mind, Batman's dead, but he's not really, obviously. So, I do like, though, getting this deluxe edition and getting all the little extras and stuff. It's really cool. But anyways, I really, really enjoy this book. I can't believe I've never gone through it. It's kind of amazing that it was the first thing I ever read. Should have been the first thing I ever reviewed, but even so, I absolutely love it. Look how much work goes into this kind of stuff. Like, Brian Bullen and Alan Moore are so talented. And this story, I think, in a weird way, I'll forever be thankful for, if that sounds silly, but it's what got me into comics, and comics a lot of time help me deal with, like, stress and anxiety of a normal person. So I think, being the Batman has always helped me, and this story set me on that trail. So I really, really enjoyed it. But even so, later on we should have some PS5 news and some other stuff going on. So I will have a video later up today. Let me know what you guys think about this, or what your favorite Joker story is, or if you've ever read this book, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hey guys, I want to give a huge shout out to my Patreon and subscribe stars. You guys literally make this channel possible. Huge thank you to Cage the Mick, Robert Mick Twiz, Black Knight Fool, Brucey, Chris Z, David L, David Rafford, Jeffrey Allen Carnes, Mighty Balls, Mike Buckner, Maizen Barbosa, Ruskar, Ryan Decker, Robert Hoffman, and Doc Holliday. You guys are absolutely amazing, and thank you so much for all your support. Don't forget on the way out to like as always if you enjoy the content, and hit subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.